Some actors leave their mark with Oscars, others with unforgettable quirks. From DiCaprio's toasts and meltdowns to Brad Pitt's endless snacking, Tom Cruise's sprints, and Julia Roberts' iconic laugh, these stars carry their trademarks from film to film. Once you notice them, you'll never watch their movies the same way again. Leonardo DiCaprio has played con men, millionaires, villains, and heroes. But no matter the role, he'll either be yelling at someone or raising a toast. From his explosive breakdowns in Shutter Island and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood to his now iconic champagne toast in The Great Gatsby, DiCaprio has turned these moments into trademarks of his career. The toasts often feel like he's raising a glass directly to the audience, while his screaming scenes showcase raw emotion at its peak. Whether it's celebration or meltdown, DiCaprio makes sure you'll never forget the moment. Brad Pitt has a quirky, on-screen habit you've probably noticed without realizing it. He's always eating. From spooning peanut butter in Meet Joe Black to munching stew in The Assassination of Jesse James or digging into roast in Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the actor often keeps food in hand while delivering his lines. This wasn't random. It became his go-to way to stay busy in a scene, instead of just standing still. Over the years, it turned into a subtle trademark, making audiences unconsciously associate Pitt with constant snacking whenever he appears on screen. Dwayne Johnson has fought villains, monsters, and even gods, but no matter the story, you'll almost always find him in a jungle. From The Rundown to Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle to Jungle Cruise, thick forests and towering trees have become his unofficial co-stars. It started early in his career and quickly turned into a pattern that fans can't help but notice, with side-by-side comparisons showing him trekking through nearly identical jungle backdrops. Whether he's swinging through vines, running from danger, or cracking jokes in the wild, Johnson's adventures prove one thing: the jungle is his favorite cinematic playground. Tom Cruise has built a career on jaw-dropping stunts, but there's one thing you'll always spot in his movies: he's running. From Mission Impossible chases to the high-stakes action of Top Gun, Maverick, Cruise's sprinting has become just as iconic as his daredevil stunts. His distinctive running style has been copied, parodied, and turned into a cinematic trademark. Even his co-stars know how important it is. Annabelle Wallis revealed she had to prove she could keep up just to earn the chance to run beside him in The Mummy. For Cruise, running isn't just part of the scene, it's part of his legend. Clint Eastwood's legendary cowboy image wouldn't be complete without one thing: the squint. Paired with a cigar and a six-shooter, that narrowed stare defined the spaghetti western era and became one of cinema's most recognizable trademarks. Fans once speculated it was all part of his tough guy persona, but the truth is much simpler. Eastwood had vision problems and often narrowed his eyes to see better under the blinding Spanish sun and Sergio Leone's powerful arc lamps. What began as a necessity quickly turned into a defining trademark, cementing the squint as a symbol of grit, danger, and cool across his career. Jason Bateman has played everything from comedic everyman to dramatic anti-hero, but no matter the role, he almost always shows up dressed the same. Across Arrested Development, Ozark, Game Night, The Switch, and even films like Hancock and Identity Thief, Bateman can usually be spotted in some variation of a blue button-up shirt paired with khaki trousers. Fans online have compiled side-by-side shots proving just how consistent the look is, turning his wardrobe into an ongoing joke. Combined with his signature, fed up with the world demeanor, the blue shirt and khaki combo has become Bateman's unofficial uniform on screen. Mark Wahlberg has plenty of intense roles under his belt, but one thing always gives away his emotions: his nostrils. Whether it's The Departed, Pain and Gain, Contraband, or even comedies like Daddy's Home and Ted, Wahlberg leans into scenes of anger or confrontation with a signature nostril flare. It's such a consistent habit that once you notice it, you can't unsee it. His nostrils practically become part of the performance. Whether intentional technique or just instinct, the Wahlberg nostril flare has become one of his most recognizable trademarks across genres. Harrison Ford may be known as Han Solo and Indiana Jones, but his real on-screen trademark is pointing. Whether he's jabbing his finger at villains, allies, or even Sean Connery playing Indy's father, Ford uses the gesture as a forceful display of authority and anger. It's so common across his films that fans have compiled supercuts of his pointing performances, making it one of his most recognizable quirks. Even Ford himself has laughed at how often he does it. From Star Wars to Indiana Jones, that sharp index finger has become as iconic as the characters he plays. Ryan Reynolds has tried drama, rom-coms, and even superheroes, but no matter the role, he can't escape being the quippy, self-aware guy. Long before Deadpool, Reynolds' razor-sharp timing slipped into every character he played, turning them into versions of the same fast-talking wisecracker. When Deadpool finally hit theaters, it was like the role had been written just for him, a self-aware, foul-mouthed hero who cracked jokes while breaking the fourth wall. The film's massive success cemented that persona, and Reynolds leaned into it. From The Adam Project to Free Guy, he continues playing characters who blur the line between comedy and commentary. Natalie Portman has played some of cinema's most demanding roles, and there's one thing she always delivers: a powerful crying scene. From her haunting performance in Black Swan to her heartbreaking turn in Leon, The Professional, and her emotional breakdowns in Annihilation, Portman often channels her character's deepest pain through tears. These moments usually arrive in the final act, when all the tension finally spills out, leaving audiences shaken. Far from being a simple quirk, Portman's ability to cry on screen has become one of her greatest strengths, showcasing the raw vulnerability that helped earn her an Oscar and a career full of unforgettable performances. Keira Knightley may be admired for her elegance, but she's also known for a trademark acting quirk: pouting through clenched teeth. In films like Pirates of the Caribbean, Atonement, and Bend It Like Beckham, Knightley often delivers her lines with a jaw-tightened expression, showing off her teeth while giving her characters a distinct intensity. When not baring her teeth, she leans into a dramatic pout, so much so that director Joe Wright actually banned her from doing it while filming Pride and Prejudice. Over time, she moved past the habit, but her early performances cemented the pout and teeth look as one of her most recognizable on-screen trademarks. Julia Roberts didn't just win over audiences with her talent, she did it with her laugh. From the unforgettable jewelry box scene in Pretty Woman to heartfelt moments in Steel Magnolias and Mystic Pizza, Roberts' big, infectious laugh became her signature. The iconic Pretty Woman moment was even improvised, originally meant for the gag reel, but her spontaneous laughter was so charming, it stayed in the final cut. Over the years, she's found a way to bring that same joyful burst of laughter into many of her films, turning it into one of the most recognizable and beloved trademarks of her career. Samuel L. Jackson has played countless unforgettable characters, but one thing ties nearly all of them together: swearing. From Pulp Fiction's Jules Winfield to his tough-talking role in the Marvel Universe, Jackson's foul-mouthed delivery has become his signature. Audiences expect it, directors lean into it, and even squeaky-clean franchises have poked fun at it. With decades of films filled with colorful language, you'd think he'd top the list of Hollywood's biggest potty mouths. But surprisingly, Jackson only ranks third, behind Leonardo DiCaprio and Jonah Hill, a fact he flat-out refused to believe. Still, his legendary curse-laden performances remain unmatched in style and impact.